I want to welcome everybody to... Is there a problem? All good? I want to welcome everybody to today's study.
Všetkých vítam na dnešnej štúdii.
This is study number 5.
Je to 5. štúdia.
We have 3 more.
A máme ešte pred sebou 3.
One later today and 2 on Sabbath.
Jednu máme dnes a potom 2 v sobotu.
Is that correct? Yeah. Let's open with a word of prayer.
Začneme s modlitbou.
Holy God, we thank you.
Svätý Bože, ďakujeme Ti.
Thank you for the privilege and joy that we can experience
Ďakujeme Ti za privilegium a radosť, ktorú môžeme zažívať.
being here together
Z toho, že sme tu spolu
at this facility, at this beautiful land.
na tomto krásnom prostredí a v tejto ubytovni.
As we come towards the end of our camp,
A náš camp meeting sa už končí.
may each of us take a small moment to pause
Nech sa na chvíľočku zastavíme,
to review our time this week,
aby sme si zhrnuli tento spoločný čas toho týždňa,
to reflect if we have said or done anything to hurt someone,
aby sme sa pozreli, či sme niečo povedali alebo urobili, čo niekomu ublížilo,
and to spend some time today in preparation of the Sabbath
aby sme strávili aj dnešný deň v príprave na sobotu,
to make right anything that we've done wrong.
aby sme napravili, ak sme niečo urobili zle.
Help us in this study today
Pomôž nám aj v tejto dnešnej štúdii,
to continue to explore and understand your word.
aby sme naďalej skúmali a porozumeli Tvojmu slovu.
In Jesus' name.
V mene Ježiša.
Amen.
Amen.
Those of you at the camp, I've just sent you the board work that we did yesterday.
Akorát som vám poslal to, čo sme robili na tabulu včera.
So you should have all the 4 board works that we've done so far.
Mali by ste mať zatiaľ všetky tie tabule už.
For those of you joining online, I will forward those to you as well
Tí, ktorí sa pripájate online, vám to prepošlem
afterwards.
potom.
Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns
Má niekto nejaké otázky, komentáre alebo obavy
about the studies, not about the camp?
o tých štúdiách, nie ohľadne tábora?
Nobody has any questions?
Nemáte žiadne otázky?
It's your opportunity to ask anything.
Máte možnosť sa niečo opýtať.
Tamina?
Can you give a summary of where we're at?
Mohol by si dať také zhrnutie toho, kde sa nachádzame?
Sure, I was going to do that anyway,
Áno, to spravím tak či tak.
but I wanted to ask if anybody has any questions so that I can incorporate that into
Ale
whatever I say now.
chcel som sa spýtať, či niekto má nejaké otázky, aby som to mohol zahrnúť do toho, čo hovorím.
Everybody good? Curtis?
I guess I've asked this off camera, but I want to ask it publicly.
Ja som sa to už pýtal mimo kamery, ale tak skúsim to teraz povedať.
Which is, what proof do we have that ideology fits in this story?
Aký máme dôkaz toho, že ideológia patrí do tohto príbehu?
Without just stating it or knowing it.
Without what?
Like, can we go through some steps to get to that point?
Mohli by sme prejsť cez nejaké kroky?
Do you understand all that or not? Can you redo that? I don't think she understood it.
In previous classes, we've pointed out that the woman equals something that has an ideology.
V tých predchádzajúcich hodinách sme hovorili, že žena je niečo, čo sa rovná ideológii.
And so my question is, can we prove that ideology belongs there?
A moja otázka je, že môžeme dokázať, že ideológia tam patrí?
Yeah, just systematically.
So we're going to try to do that in class.
To sa pokúsime urobiť teraz cez hodinu.
If not this one, in the coming ones.
Ak nie na tejto, tak na tých ďalších.
We discussed some of this off camera yesterday.
Hovorili sme o niečom z toho mimo kameru včera.
Anybody got questions? Justina?
May you please just clarify on the issue of control?
Ja by som chcela trošku vyjasniť si tú tému nadvlády.
If what I got yesterday is that it's natural for a human being to control an animal,
Zo včerajška som si zobrala, že je prirodzené pre človeka ovládať zvieratá.
so is it different from the control that when we say someone is controlling, I don't know how to, that other type of control?
Či je to iné ako nejaký iný typ nadvlády? Ako
If you
keď
can just,
niekto...
please just explain on the control part.
No, chcela by som trošku viac vysvetliť ohľadne tej nadvlády.
Oh, wait, 1 second. We get on the mic, I think, so I don't have to repeat it.
Can you explain why we say the woman is state and not church?
Mohol by si prosím ťa vysvetliť, prečo hovoríme, že žena je štát a nie cirkev?
I'll just put those pointers down.
Ja si to sem napíšem.
So I'll bear both of those in mind as we go through the class.
Ja budem na obidve tieto pamätať, ak pôjdeme cez hodinu.
Anyone else?
Ešte niekto?
So, someone asked a question yesterday.
Niekto sa včera opýtal otázku.
Thomas, but I can't see him.
Myslím, že Tomás to bol.
The other one, Thomas, yeah. And he was asking about, started off with a general question about methodology.
Začal to s takou všeobecnou otázkou ohľadom metodológie.
So I think I perhaps misunderstood.
A možno som tomu zle porozumel.
So I just gave a brief response about some techniques or methodology that you would use.
A dal som takú krátku odpoveď o tom, že ako by sme používali metodológiu, nejakú techniku.
But I think his real question was,
Ale myslím, že jeho skutočná otázka bola,
we have 5 speakers
máme tu 5 rečníkov,
and they all have a message about the Sunday law.
všetci majú posolstvo o nedeľnom zákone.
And I don't know if we all think this, but most of us probably do.
Neviem, či všetci si toto myslíme, ale väčšina z nás pravdepodobne áno.
I do.
Ja áno.
That when I listen to each speaker,
Že keď počúvam každého z nich,
they all sound convincing,
tak oni znejú veľmi presvedčivo.
which means correct.
To znamená správne.
Now, I might see a little crack or something that I don't agree with,
Môžem tu vidieť nejaké menšie veci, s ktorými nesúhlasím,
but generally they sound reasonable and convincing.
ale vo všeobecnosti znejú presvedčivo a rozumne.
But each of them is saying something slightly different.
Ale každý z nich hovorí niečo iné.
So his question to me was, how does he know
Takže-
what's right and what's wrong?
Takže ja som sa ho pýtal, a ty ako vieš, čo je správne a čo je nesprávne?
Is that a fair summary, Thomas?
Dobre som to zhrnul.
So, Anybody want to have a venture?
Chceli by ste vyskúšať?
We have 3 of those speakers in the room, by the way, but I've deliberately not targeted them in our class. I want to avoid doing that.
Máme traja z tých hovorcov sú tu a ja som naschvál ich nezapájal do toho, lebo spravil som to úmyselne.
Yesterday I did challenge all 3 at once. They were on the boats.
Ale včera na lodi som každému dal výzvu naraz.
That's why we were last.
Preto sme boli až poslední.
Otherwise we would have won.
Ináč by sme vyhrali.
Okay, anybody want to how do you respond to Thomas?
Ako by sme odpovedali Tomášovi?
Don't put your hand up and say I have the same question as him.
Nepovedzte, že ja mám takú istú otázku ako on.
Trudy. Okay,
I have the same question as Thomas.
good.
Ja mám tú istú otázku.
She didn't hear what I said. Yes, so many of us have that same question.
Mnohí z nás majú túto istú otázku.
So who would try to give a response to that?
Kto by skúsil dať na to odpoveď?
How do we work our way through this?
Ako sa cez toto dokážeme preklenúť?
Without just saying something methodology.
Bez toho, aby sme hovorili, že niečo, metodológia.
Anybody? Because we're all in the same situation. I was going to call it mess, but it's not a mess. It's not a mess.
Všetci sa nachádzame v tej istej situácii. Chcel som povedať, že v neporiadku, ale nie je to neporiadok.
Okay, if there's no one over here,
Ak nikto nie je tu,
no, we'll go to, because it's on this side anyway, we'll go to Natalie, then Thomas. So what are you doing? So you're going to tell me, this is what I'm doing.
Takže povedzte mi, čo vy
Well,
robíte?
My answer came to my mind before you just said that. So I'll say what I was going to say and then I might say something else. So I think the way Switzerland camp meeting and this camp meeting is going is a
It's
good
too long.
way.
It's too long.
Sorry.
Not too long.
I think the way
Myslím si-
this camp meeting is going
Keď
and
vidím, že,
Switzerland
keď vidím, že kam ide tento camp meeting a kam sa uberalo Švajčiarsko,
give us a firmer, stronger foundation to study what's been said during the period and even advance on that.
bolo to... What?
I'll repeat it. I think that those two camps are going to give us
Tieto dva tábory nám dajú
a more clearer advancement. Is that the right how you say that word? Advancement on the Sunday law message.
jasnejšie napredovanie posolstva nedelného zákona.
And that was my answer before you said, how do I do it? Is that how you said it?
To bola tá moja odpoveď predtým, ako ty si sa pýtal, čo si sa pýtal.
And I'm not going to answer that question. So.
A tvoju otázku nezodpoviem.
Okay. Thomas?
Nach meinem Verständnis, wie ich Methode verstehe,
According to my understanding, how I understand methodology,
Podľa toho, ako ja rozumiem metodológii,
so höre ich mir die unterschiedlichen Sprecher und Themen an und studiere das.
I listen to the different speakers' views and I study them.
počúvam rôznych hovorcov a študujem tie ich veci.
Und dann auf unserem Camp-Meeting
And then at our camp meetings,
lerne ich noch besseres Verständnis von Methode.
I get a better understanding of methodology
Mám lepšie porozumenie metodológie
Und verknüpfe das mit dem Studium von den unterschiedlichen
and then I combine that or I go back to the studies of the Sunday law speakers.
a vraciam sa späť potom k tým hovorcom toho nedelného zákona.
And review them according to the new understanding of methodology I have.
A snažím sa to spojiť s tým novým porozumením metodológie, ktoré mám.
So is that similar to what Natalie said?
Je to podobné k tomu, čo povedala Natalie?
She said camp meeting recently in Switzerland and this one
Ona povedala, že camp meeting vo Švajčiarsku a tento
is helping her to, I guess, get some tools to understand those messages.
jej pomáha, aby mala nejaké nástroje, aby rozumela týmto posolstvám.
Okay. Justina? No one else?
Justina?
I think also what I've been realizing,
Myslím, že to, čo aj ja si uvedomujem,
so let's say a point is said about an application is made maybe of the woman.
keď robíme tú aplikáciu o tej žene,
I think there's also the other side of my bias or my understanding of that I also bring to it.
ja si myslím, že ja k tomu prinášam aj svoje vlastné predsudky, predpoklady a porozumenia.
So sometimes it affects, especially if the Sunday law speaker is having a different understanding.
A toto tiež má vplyv, zvlášť keď tí hovorcovia majú rôzne porozumenie.
So sometimes I then go back to older videos that speak about that particular topic
Ja sa niekedy vraciam k starým videám, ktoré hovoria o tej téme.
and try and at least understand the basic foundational lessons on that issue.
A snažím sa porozumieť vlastne ako keby základy tej témy.
So I know Esther's got a hand up, but I'm going to do Gabriella because she might need to go back afterwards.
Zoberiem teraz Gabrielu, lebo ona sa bude musieť vrátiť.
So what I tend to do lately to try and understand these messages,
To, čo ja robím, keď sa snažím pochopiť týmto posolstvám,
I go back to previous studies
ja sa vraciam k starším štúdiám
and I try to compare what we have already taught in relation to the coming of the Sunday law.
a snažím sa to porovnávať s tým, čo sme už učili vo vzťahu k nedeľnému zákonu.
And I try to compare to what's being said now in each study.
A porovnávam to s tým, čo sa hovorí v tých štúdiách.
So kind of trying to go back to what we laid as foundations
Takže sa
to see if it applies to what we say now.
snažím sa vrátiť naspäť k tomu, čo bolo dané ako základy, aby som videla, či to sa aplikuje aj teraz.
And how's that going for you?
A jak ti to ide?
She needs the mic.
Complicated.
Je to komplikované.
Okay. Is it working?
A funguje to?
It's been no, it's not.
No.
I don't know. I don't think I can answer it so clearly.
Myslím, že nemám...
Maybe I would say no.
Poviem, že nie. Nemám na to dobrú odpoveď.
Esther? Thank you. If
There is a tape here, if you want to tape it.
First point, for me it's the same as Gabriella said.
A v prvom rade pre mňa je to také, ako povedala aj Gabriela.
The earlier studies have to be looked upon again.
Na tie staršie štúdie sa musíme pozrieť znovu.
And if a new message comes,
A keď príde nové posolstvo,
it has to be in accordance with the old message.
musí to byť v súlade s tým starým.
And the new message needs to develop.
A na tom sa vyvíja to nové posolstvo.
And that, when a new message develops, this development needs to be based also in the old message. It needs to be in accordance with the old message.
A keď sa vyvíja to nové posolstvo, musí to byť v súlade s tým starým.
Keep the mic. And how's that going for you?
A ako ti to funguje?
I compare.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking how's it going? Is it
Ako
working? Not what you're doing.
Ako sa ti to darí? Funguje to? Áno, mne to funguje.
Let me take a risk.
Dobre, risknem to.
I'm not going to do this a lot.
Toto nebudem veľa robiť.
Name one of the speakers that is wrong.
Povedz, ktorý z tých hovorcov sa mýli.
And then tell me why.
A povedz mi prečo. Toto by si ty urobil?
No, that's what I'm asking you to.
Nie, preto sa teba pýtam.
We're all required to do this.
Od všetkých nás sa požaduje, aby sme toto urobili. Akože otvorene mám povedať meno?
If you don't want to, I don't mind.
Ak, ja,
Just one will do.
ja,
It's
mám,
only one?
ja mám dvoch ľudí.
Tell me who you disagree with.
S kým nesúhlasíš?
You disagree with 4 of them. Just give me one.
Yes, but I can take 2.
Just one.
Okay.
Povedz mi jedného.
Okay. Mostly the easiest person was Aryan.
Okay, so
Pre mňa ten najjednoduchší človek bol Arian.
Aryan or Aaron?
Both.
Aaron. aj Aaron,
Okay,
aj Arian.
so we'll go with Aaron
Dobre, zoberieme Arona,
because he's not here.
lebo ten tu
Okay.
nie je.
First,
Aaron's done a study.
Takže Aaron urobil štúdiu.
You've checked his by going back to, I think you used foundation or older material,
Išiel si do jeho základného staršieho materiálu
because he said he did the same, by the way.
a on hovorí, že on robí to isté.
Tell me where he's wrong.
Kde sa mýli?
Tell us.
what I would say now, in this moment, it's difficult to say, this is my opinion, and then I go back and said, no, it's not correct, and then he comes
We've got to
again.
translate somewhere.
Dobre,
sorry.
takže podľa mňa toto je také náročné povedať, že mám takýto názor, potom ho zmením a potom sa zasa k nemu vrátim.
He said something.
On niečo povedal,
You went back to the foundations.
ty si išla späť k základom,
You saw that he wasn't teaching according to that.
videla si, že neučí v súlade s tým.
Just tell me what it was.
A čo to bolo?
You can do it. If she does it 3 times, I'm asking the question. Tell me what has he done wrong.
Čo urobil zle?
It's so difficult to say it
Just one thing.
Je zložité to
Yes.
povedať?
in one word. He's not on a good foundation.
Není na dobrých základoch.
Can't do that.
To nemôžeš takto povedať.
Okay.
There's 10 components to that foundation.
Tieto komponenty na tých základoch,
Which bits he got wrong?
ktoré z toho má zle?
There are more, not one.
Yeah, but
Not
just-
one part.
But just give me one. People always
Yes.
say that. I've got lots.
Ty hovoríš, je toho veľa,
I
tak
pass.
daj mi jedno.
I cannot explain it
Ja to neviem vysvetliť
in shortly way.
v krátkosti.
Explained it the long way. You haven't explained it anyway.
Tak to vysvetli dlhým spôsobom, nie ako si to nevysvetlila.
I would say wrong in the date.
Ja by som povedala, že má zlý ten dátum.
Which foundational idea gives you the date?
Ktorá tá myšlienka zo základov ti dáva dátum?
What does it mean with foundation?
I think you said that.
No. What
Ty
does
si
it,
použila
I
slovo
cannot understand
základy.
from the
Old
language.
study.
Nejaké staré štúdie.
You said I went to old studies,
Ty si povedala, išla som cez staré štúdie,
checked them against what he's teaching,
skontrolovala som ich s tým, čo on učí
and he's got the date wrong.
a má tam zlý dátum.
So which old studies gave you the date?
Ktoré staré štúdie ti dali dátum?
What I heard from Aaron, I heard not old studies because I have this not in my mind more. Maybe I heard, but I have this not in my mind.
For the date,
Now,
To, čo som počula od
for the
Arona,
date,
ja už
yes.
teraz nemám v hlave.
go to an old study
Vráť sa k starej štúdii
and tell me where it said July
a povedz mi, kde sa tam hovorí o júli.
in an old study.
Nejakej starej štúdii.
No. Yeah, it's right that we have in old studies not the date July. This is right.
V žiadnej starej štúdii sa nehovorí o
But
júli,
the circumstances about the themes, what's going on in this time of July, this was
ale vidieť to, čo sa deje v tomto čase v júli,
Just give me the speaker and what they said.
daj mi toho hovorcu a čo povedali.
Ich mache es in Deutsch. Terry hat alte Studien genommen.
Terry took old studies.
Not Terry.
Terry zobrala staré štúdie.
I want the speaker.
Ja chcem hovorcu
No. In the history,
v dejinách.
Elder Jeff
Starší Jeff
stood up
sa postavil
between 2015 and 17 and said something.
medzi 2015 až 17 a niečo povedal.
And Aaron is disagreeing with that.
A Aaron s tým nesúhlasí. Toto nemôžem urobiť.
Because I didn't.
Stick to one language. So you can't do that.
Ich kann nicht was in der Vergangenheit gesagt hat, Herr Aaron, das weiß ich nicht mehr.
I don't remember what Aaron used to teach in the past.
Nepamätám si, čo Aaron učil v minulosti.
If Aaron's going back to what he taught,
Ak sa Aaron vracia k tomu, čo učil,
that's not going to help.
to nám nepomôže.
When you said I go back to old material, it can't be his material.
Keď hovoríš, že vraciam sa naspäť k starému materiálu, to nemôže byť jeho materiál.
Because if you go back to Curtis's old material,
Keď pôjdeš naspäť do Curtisovho starého materiálu,
he was teaching some silly things, crazy things,
tak učil
wrong things.
rôzne nezmysly.
So you can't use Aaron's past studies to say that what he's doing now is wrong.
Nemôžeš použiť Aaronové staré štúdie, aby si povedal, že to, čo robí teraz, je zlé.
Do you agree with that?
Súhlasíš s tým?
So how do you know he's wrong?
Ako vieš, že sa mýlil?
You don't know. So you don't know that he's wrong.
Takže nevieš, či sa mýli.
Yes, my conscience. Sorry.
Moje svedomie.
No, they're already starting to laugh when you say my conscience.
My
Všetci
conscience
sa
said,
začali smiať, keď si
This and
povedala
this
moje
must be wrong.
svedomie. Moje svedomie mi hovorí, že toto musí byť zlé.
We'll go with that one then.
Dobre, tak vezmem toto.
Your feelings tell you it's wrong.
Takže tvoje city ti hovoria, že to je nesprávne. Pocity.
No,
Your
but I
conscience.
cannot explain it.
Your
Neviem
conscience
to
tells you it's
vysvetliť.
wrong.
Yes,
Takže svedomie ti to hovorí.
Yes, feelings, I know feelings are wrong, can be wrong, so it can be done feelings.
So when your Adventist friends say, my conscience tells me
Takže,
you're in a cult,
takže,
they must be correct.
takže keď ti tvoji adventní priatelia povedia, že moje svedomie mi hovorí, že ty si v nejakom kulte, tak oni budú mať pravdu?
You laugh at them.
By si sa na nich smiala.
Maybe.
That's why
Možno.
Charity laughed at you. I think.
Yes.
Preto sa Charity smiala, keď si to povedala.
Okay. Justina.
Justina?
She's happy.
So I don't think going to old studies alone can help understand.
So this is for
Nemyslím si, že ísť do starých štúdií samostatne pomôže nám porozumieť.
it's for Gabriella and Esther. Going to old study will not help.
Takže pre Gabrielu a Ester hovorím, že ísť do starých štúdií vám nepomôže.
Alone.
Len to samé o sebe. To
No,
nemôžeš robiť.
I'm speaking for myself because I also said I go to old
Don't
studies.
defend yourself. You carry on.
Pokračuj, nemusíš sa brániť.
Yes.
I'm speaking for myself. So when I said I go to old studies, I want to understand how we develop that point. I gave an example of how we develop a point that will be looking at
Give me one
Keď som
example.
povedala, že pôjdeme do starých štúdií, tak chcela som povedať, že
the
ako
woman. I
vyvinieme
gave the
tú...
example of the woman. Sorry.
Tak som chcela povedať, že vyvinieme tú štúdiu nejakým spôsobom. Tak povedz mi jeden bod ako.
The woman.
Žena.
Yes.
Elder Jeff.
Starší Jeff,
Elder Tess.
staršia Tess,
Perhaps me.
možno ja
Perhaps someone else.
a možno niekto iný.
Spoke about the woman in the past.
Yes.
Hovorili sme o žene v minulosti.
You did all of that.
To sme všetko urobili.
Yes.
Now what?
Teraz čo?
So it doesn't really give me because still the Sunday law presenters are having different understandings. Maybe not. Oh yeah.
Všetci títo hovorcovia nedelného zákona majú rozdielne porozumenia,
Different explanations of the woman.
majú rôzne vysvetlenia ženy.
Maybe the woman. I had given the example of the woman, but let me just say on certain points.
Name one.
Dal som rôzne vysvetlenia ženy, ale možno, že v určitých bodoch. Povedz mi jednu vec.
Can I just finish the point that I wanted to make first?
Môžem
before
dokončiť
I name
najprv moju pointu?
Maybe I missed what the point was.
Možno
Yeah, my
mi
point
ušla
was
tá tvoja
going back-
pointa.
Sorry. Going back to old studies alone doesn't really help me, but it helps me to see how we understood that symbol first.
Vrátiť sa len do starých štúdií samotne mi nepomôže, ale pomôže mi vidieť, ako sme tento symbol vtedy videli.
So for me, when, for example, Curtis or Elena or Elder Terry, Aryan, Aaron, when they look at the events that are taking place today,
Takže keď napríklad Curtis, Elena, Arian, Aaron, staršia, ktorí sa pozerajú na udalosti, ktoré sa dejú dnes,
they are now applying the symbol. So it's an important part for that study for me.
tak či to aj oni aplikujú, to je pre mňa dôležitá časť toho štúdia.
They're not doing what? So they're not doing something.
They are now applying the symbol.
Že či
So I went to the old
Yeah, they're
to
applying
understand
the symbol.
yeah,
Áno,
they are
takže keď
applying.
oni aplikujú ten symbol,
So if it's different, then at least I wanted to then attach it to what she said before, that we then need to further refine the methodology to understand
musíme
the symbols completely, I think.
Musíme lepšie vyčistiť tú metodológiu, aby sme rozumeli tým symbolom, ktoré sa používajú.
Which one of the five have spoken about the woman that's in agreement with the past?
Ktorý z tých
That's why I'm
piatich
saying going back to the past
I can't
alone
translate. I
Going
haven't
back-
translated you yet.
Sorry.
Yeah, I need space
Yeah.
after. So what did you say? Can you say again? Which one of the five?
Which one of the five is
Third-
using this speaking about the woman as we were in the past.
Ktorý z týchto 5 hovorí o žene spôsobom, akým sme my hovorili v minulosti?
I won't answer that, I think.
Toto asi nezodpoviem.
It's a secret or you don't know.
Je to
I
tajomstvo,
don't know.
alebo nevieš?
I don't know.
So why don't you just say I don't know instead of saying I'm not answering?
Ty si
No,
povedal,
okay,
že
I don't
nevieš.
know, sorry,
Justina, I need space when Parminder says a sentence. I again don't know.
You said I'm not answering. Why don't you just say I don't know?
Ty si povedal, že nebudeš na to odpovedať. Prečo len nepovieš, že ja neviem?
Which is what Esther said.
To povedala aj Ester.
So you go back to the past.
Takže ty sa vrátiš k minulosti.
You understood what we said about the woman.
Porozumela si, čo sme povedali o žene.
You hear what the teachers are saying about the woman.
A počula si, čo hovoria učitelia o tej žene.
And you don't know which one's in agreement.
A ty nevieš, ktorý je v súhlase.
Yes, that's why I wanted to couple it with what Natalie said, that the process that we're going through, for example, with seeing the whole panorama of things.
Áno, preto som to chcela spojiť s tým, čo povedala Natalie, že keď sa pozrieme na veci, musíme vidieť celú tú panorámu.
It then will help to properly understand the application of the symbol.
Potom nám to pomôže poriadne porozumieť tej téme.
So if you said to Aaron,
Takže ty keby si povedala Aaronovi,
I want to book an hour study with you
chcem s tebou si zabezpečiť hodinu štúdia
and prove that your version of the woman is the same as what we've taught,
a preukázať, že tvoja verzia tej ženy je taká istá ako to, čo sme učili.
it doesn't work?
Nebude to tak fungovať?
Same as what we've taught in the past or now.
Či je to isté, čo sme učili v minulosti, či učí aj on to teraz?
What he's teaching.
To, čo on učí.
So he can prove to you it's the same as what he's not making something up.
Aby mohol preukázať, že si niečo nevymýšľa.
Do you do that?
Urobíš to?
Yeah, sometimes I do get chances to speak with some of them individually.
Áno, niekedy mám šancu sa s niektorými z nich porozprávať jednotlivo.
And it works?
A funguje to?
Yes, sometimes it works.
So do you agree with Curtis's understanding of the woman?
Takže súhlasíš s Curtisovým porozumením ženy?
That is what's your understanding of the woman, I don't know.
You haven't asked him?
I have.
Ty si sa ho
I said
nepýtala, že
sometimes.
aké je jeho porozumenie?
You haven't asked him?
Nepýtala si sa ho?
No.
He hasn't
Nie.
explained it?
Nevysvetlil to?
I don't know.
Neviem.
Okay. I could say the same about Arian or Eleanor.
A Ariana alebo Elena?
I'll say I don't know for now.
Ja poviem, že neviem.
Okay. Anyone else?
Ešte niekto ďalší?
Arian, do you want to say something?
Chceš niečo povedať,
Nothing.
Arian?
Curtis?
Curtis?
You want to say something? In your defense.
Na sebaobranu?
Eleanor, do you want to say something?
Elena, chceš niečo povedať?
I think I have made application of those symbols, woman and beast.
Myslím, že som dal určité také nástroje toho, že čo je žena a čo je tá šelma.
I'll give benefit of the doubt because even I forgot, so I had to go and check.
What? I don't know what you said.
I
I did-
said I'll give benefit of doubt to people because even I forgot that I had done that.
Ale ja chápem ľudí, ja som sám zabudol už, čo som tam robil.
So if I was not here, how I would answer your question
Keby som tu nebol, ako by som zodpovedal na tvoju otázku,
of how do you know which one is correct?
že ako vieš, kto má pravdu,
I would look at what each of those people have defined those symbols to be.
have defined what? Aha, ja by som sa pozrel na to, ako títo ľudia definovali tie symboly.
And for me, see if it holds up to what I understand the passage is saying.
A pre mňa je to to, že ako rozumiem tomu, čo hovorí tá pasáž.
Because the problem with going to old studies is I think most are saying that those old studies are wrong. to some degree.
Problém s tým, že ísť do tých starých štúdií je to, že niektorí hovoria, že oni nie sú úplne správne.
Do you say something, Gabrielle? You came in disagreed when you came in. You're in here for a reason.
Si tu z nejakého dôvodu.
Because you were saying that, in my understanding, you were trying to tell me that I was saying that I'm going back to old studies and comparing it to new studies.
Ja som hovorila, že vrátiť sa k starým štúdiám a porovnať to s tými novými.
But I was making a point that that is not working for me.
Ale ja som hovorila, že mi to nefunguje.
Huh? Yeah, I know, I'll do it afterwards. So, and the reason why I was saying it's and Issa was saying that the new studies need to meet with the old, and that's not what I was saying.
Esther hovorila, že tie staré štúdie sa musia stretnúť s tými novými, ale to nie je to, čo som ja hovorila.
Is there no one live online that needs to hear what you said? You don't care?
I'll do the translation. So I wanted to clarify that I'm not saying that old studies need to be identical as what we are doing now.
Ja som len chcela vyjasniť to, že nemyslím si, že tie staré štúdie musia byť identické s tým, čo robíme teraz.
And eventually I forgot what else I wanted to say.
Ale zabudla som, čo som
But
chcela
that
povedať.
was one of the points I was making. I'm not saying it needs to be the same.
Ale to je jedna z tých point, ktoré som robila. Nehovorím, že to musí byť to isté.
If they're not the same, what are you looking at them for?
Ak nie sú také isté, tak na čo sa na ne pozeráš?
That was my starting point.
S tým som začínala.
To see if what we were saying, if it matches to what we are saying now or not. It's like a starting point somewhere.
Aby som videla, že či to, čo hovoríme, spasuje s tým, čo hovoríme teraz.
Okay. Anyone else?
Ešte niekto?
So, when I answered Thomas,
Keď ja som odpovedal Tomášovi,
what I said
to, čo som ja povedal,
was that you've got 5 speakers, 5 different things,
bolo, že máme 5 rôznych vecí, 5 rečníkov
and I've asked them, or they're clear enough in their studies,
a ja som sa ich spýtala, lebo v tých svojich štúdiách to hovoria jasne,
that every single one of them is saying one thing that's the same.
a každý jeden z nich hovorí jednu vec a tá je rovnaká.
And what's that?
Čo to je? Sunday law is here.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Sunday Law Initiative or whatever. So it's the Sunday law.
Takže je to nedeľný zákon, preto sa to aj volá iniciatíva nedeľného zákona.
What they're all saying the same.
Čo hovoria to isté?
I got Shemaine. Some people shouted things out and I didn't hear what they said.
Niektorí niečo kričali, ja som vás nepočul, čo?
If it's a one worder, you can shout it out again. Elections.
Voľby.
Shemaine?
To prove where they're wrong, or to show them where they're wrong with methodology.
Ukazujú, odkiaľ majú túto metodológiu?
I know. So I think the thing that they're all saying that's the same.
Myslím, že vec, ktorú všetci hovoria, že je tá istá.
I don't know how they get there.
Neviem, ako sa tam dostali.
But they all said that they believe and they're teaching that the Sunday law is connected to an election.
A všetci hovoria, že veria, že nedeľný zákon je spojený s voľbami.
In the United States.
V Spojených štátoch.
And it's not any election, it's the 2024 election.
A nie sú to hociaké voľby, ale sú to voľby 2024.
Regardless of what date you want to use.
Nezávisiac od toho, aký dátum použijeme.
There's at least, I guess, at least five.
Je tam aspoň 5.
The Republican Convention, the Democratic Convention,
Republikánsky konvent, Demokratický konvent.
the election,
tie samotné voľby.
the Electoral College date,
Potom
vote, Sorry.
Potom tie voľby toho elektorátu
And the inauguration.
a inaugurácia.
At least 5.
Aspoň 5.
And they've all got some view on that.
A všetci majú na to nejaký pohľad.
But all of them are saying it's something to do with the election.
A hovoria, že všetky majú niečo spoločné s voľbami.
Anybody want to comment on that?
Chcete o tom niečo komentovať?
Like disagree or something? Or
Že by ste chceli nesúhlasiť alebo niečo?
ask a question?
Alebo sa spýtať otázku?
You need to go on the mic.
I just wanted to ask who was the first to come up with the Sunday law as an election, because
Chcela by som sa spýtať, že kto bol prvý, kto prišiel s nedeľným zákonom ako s voľbami?
it's quite blurry for me. I was wondering if it was Elder Terry in Tahiti,
Lebo ja tak rozmýšľam, či to nebola staršia Terry na Tahiti.
or was someone else talking about it before then, besides Elder Parminder mentioning election.
Alebo bol niekto iný, kto ešte o tom hovoril, okrem toho, čo starší Parminder spomínal.
Maybe 2023 in Wales.
Možno v nejakom 2023.
And why do you ask that question?
A
Who's the first?
prečo sa pýtaš tú otázku,
Because
že kto bol
I'm not
prvý?
sure in my mind, even though the studies are different
Aj keď
some
tie
respect.
štúdie sú iné
in some respects,
v určitých aspektoch,
I just wanted to know if people were just taking that and running with it and then developing their own.
chcela som vedieť, či si ľudia len neberú to, čo už bolo dané a rozvíjajú potom to svoje.
I asked you why it's important to know who's the first.
A prečo je podľa teba dôležité
Because
vedieť...
if
Wait. Prečo je dôležité vedieť, kto bol prvý?
I was just wondering if Elder Terry was the first. I know Elder Parminder mentioned it before, Elder Terry.
Ja len rozmýšľam, či staršia Terry bola prvá a starší Parminder to spomenul pred ňou.
Would the other studies have developed or appeared?
A kým sa ešte tie ďalšie štúdie rozvinuli a ukázali.
Does that make a difference?
Myslíš,
to
že je
me.
v tom nejaký rozdiel?
What difference?
Aký
Because
rozdiel?
then I just see the strength in Elder Terry.
Lebo ja
given
potom vidím sílu v tom,
message.
čo hovorí staršia Terry.
So to you it's important who the first person was.
Yeah,
Takže
because the
pre
rest
teba je
just repeat.
dôležité, kto bol ten prvý človek.
Yes, otherwise we could have just, if Elder Terry hadn't have given the first
Áno, ak by
message,
ona to ako keby nezačala,
I'm not saying we wouldn't be doing what we did in Switzerland and here today,
tak nehovorím, že nerobili by sme to, čo robíme vo Švajčiarsku a dnes tu,
but we might have all just gone with Elder Terry instead of all this. Maybe we might not.
a možno by
Agreed.
sme len zobrali to, čo ona povedala, možno nie,
Because
ja
I don't.
neviem.
I don't understand what you just said.
Nerozumiem,
Yeah,
čo si
basically,
povedala.
I was just, sorry, go on. If Elder Terry, I forgot where I was now. I'm just thinking if Elder Terry had have been the first person,
Ak by staršia Terry nebola tým prvým človekom,
or hadn't have been the first, I forgot what the question was. Sorry.
Why does it make a difference who's
I said
first?
it makes difference to me because the others mightn't have.
it what? Aha, že pre mňa je to rozdiel, pre mnohých pre
If
iných
Elder
možno
Terry
nie.
hadn't have done his study, the others might not have done their study. That's all.
Ja len hovorím, že ak by staršia Terry neurobila tú štúdiu, možno ani
And we
iní
might
by
have
ju
gone through the Sunday
neurobili.
law period with not being.
But they might have.
A prešli by sme
Yeah.
cez nedeľný zákon, ani by sme
Yeah,
o
I
tom
suppose
nevedeli.
I suppose
Ale
it's-
možno
yeah.
áno.
So what difference does it make?
Aký je v tom rozdiel?
Because I think a lot of the other studies were past the. Were they after?
No, myslím, že
November
veľa
the
z tých
5th?
štúdií bolo urobených potom.
Had we already gone through the Sunday law? I can't remember.
Keby sme neprešli cez nedeľný zákon, ale už si nepamätám.
So I was just saying we would have. If she hadn't, we might have walked through the Sunday law without even knowing.
Proste keby ona neurobila, čo urobila, tak možno by sme len prešli nedeľným zákonom a nevedeli o tom.
I'm sorry if that's not
I'm
relevant
pretty
to
sure
you.
every person spoke about the connection of the Sunday law with the election before November. All 5.
Som si istý, že každý z nich hovoril o spojení volieb a nedeľného zákona ešte pred tým.
So that's not even correct what you've just said.
Okay,
Takže
I
to ani
didn't-
nie je
I didn't
správne,
say it
čo
was-
si povedala.
I didn't say it was correct. I was asking.
Ja som sa
So
len pýtala, ja som nehovorila, či je to správne.
So Eleanor knew that before.
Elena to vedela už predtým,
Son-in-law's connected to the election.
že sa to spája s voľbami.
It's just that Elder Terry did the study first, publicly.
Ale staršia Terry bola tá, ktorá tú štúdiu urobila verejne ako prvá.
So now what?
Yeah, I remember you saying actually.
So now what?
A teraz čo?
Eleanor knew about it before Elder Terry did, but Terry presents first.
Yeah, I didn't
Elena
know
o tom
that.
vedela skôr ako staršia Terry, ale Terry prezentovala skôr.
Now you do.
I thought Elder Terry
Now
was
you
the
do.
first,
Teraz
yeah.
to už vieš.
Now what difference
A
does it
teraz
make?
čo?
Absolutely none.
Neviem.
But I needed to know that for myself because I didn't know that. I don't have the contact with everybody.
Ja som nevedela, že oni to robili už predtým.
My point is, you end up to the place it doesn't matter who was first.
Moja pointa je, že sa dostaneme do miesta, že
Because
je to
you're
jedno,
saying
kto
they
bol
might have come
prvý.
anyway. They might have done one anyway after.
You've got a lesbian.
I already said it, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay, we can move on.
Poďme ďalej.
Question?
Question.
I still have in mind the study you did in December in Germany
Ja mám stále v mysli tú štúdiu, ktorú sme robili v decembri v Nemecku
about the sheep and the shepherds.
o tých ovečkách a pastierovi.
So my question is, how much can we actually as members
A
follow
moja,
up and decide what is wrong
A-
and right?
a moja otázka je, prečo my ako členovia sa máme rozhodnúť, čo je správne a nesprávne.
And yet it's our duty to catch up.
A naša povinnosť je držať s tým krok.
'Cause you did listen to my presentation on Sunday the 27th of July.
Ty si bola na mojej prezentácii 27. júla v nedelu? Srandujem.
That's my response to you.
To je moja odpoveď.
That's my response.
Nerozumiem.
Okay, I'm going to move on.
Poďme ďalej.
If you're not sure what, ask them why the Sunday law is connected to the election. Begin there.
Ak si nie ste istí, tak sa ich spýtajte, prečo nedeľný zákon je spojený s voľbami.
Because that wasn't taught in the past.
Lebo toto sme v minulosti neučili.
Something new.
Je to niečo nové.
So, because they're all saying the same thing,
Oni toto hovoria všetci rovnako.
find out why they're teaching that.
Zistite, prečo to učia.
And the three of them are here.
A traja z nich sú tu.
You've got 2 days.
Máte ešte 2 dní na to.
Take the opportunity to do that.
Zoberte si svoju príležitosť, aby ste to spravili.
I would.
Ja to urobím.
And hopefully they don't mind.
Dúfam, že im to
I can
nevadí.
speak on their behalf. That they'd be happy to for you to ask them.
Dúfam, že budú radi, že sa ich na to spýtate.
Okay, let's go back to our study.
Vrátime sa k nášmu štúdiu.
Where did we end on the fourth presentation?
Kde sme skončili v tej prezentácii?
So, we've got Revelation 17.
Máme zjavenie 17.
We should all be comfortable with why we're there now.
Mali by sme byť v poriadku s tým, prečo sa tam nachádzame.
One power in 2 parts.
Jedna moc na 2 časti.
We should all be comfortable with that now.
S tým by sme už mali byť v poriadku.
Why it's 2 parts.
Prečo sú to 2 časti?
We've discussed the nature of the 2 parts.
Hovorili sme o podstate tých 2 častí.
That they're not necessarily in agreement.
Oni nie sú nezbytne v súhlase.
In fact, they're not in agreement.
Oni v podstate nie sú v súlade.
We should all hopefully be comfortable with that.
Dúfam, že s týmto sme v poriadku.
Each one
Každý jeden z nich
has, I think what we've described as a free will,
má niečo, čo popisujeme ako slobodnú vôľu.
an ability to operate independently of the other.
A schopnosť fungovať nezávisle jeden od druhého.
We've said that one party, the woman, controls the other party, the beast.
Povedali sme, že tá jedna strana, tá žena, kontroluje tú druhú, tú šelmu.
Have we established anything else? Have I missed something?
Niečo mi uniklo, alebo sme to takto ustanovili?
Or anybody want to repackage what I've said,
Alebo chcete to nejako pretvoriť, to, čo som povedal?
express it in your own words?
Vysvetliť to svojimi vlastnými slovami?
No?
Nie?
So,
Blessing.
Blessing?
I just wanted to, I just wanted to add that both of them have to be entities.
Both of them, what?
Have to be entities.
Chcel som pridať, že obe z nich musia byť nejaká entita.
You okay with that?
Sme s tým v poriadku?
Can you respond if I ask a question?
A môžeš odpovedať, ak sa spýtam otázku?
No? Okay, that's fine. He's not in our class, by the way, that's why. He's got other things to do. So, our focus of attention has been the woman.
Takže zámer našej pozornosti je na ženu.
And we know that the woman is controlling the beast.
A vieme, že žena ovláda tú šelmu.
And what we said was, when we look at the woman,
To, čo sme povedali, bolo, že keď sa pozrieme na tú ženu,
we said that this is an ideology
povedali sme, že toto je ideológia.
hopefully that's correct,
Ak je to správne.
an ideology of something.
Ideológia niečoho.
We've agreed it can't be anything.
Súhlasili sme, že to nemôže byť čokoľvek.
And the point of that
A pointa toho
was it can't, the thing, the something,
je, že tá vec, to niečo,
can't be the same as the beast.
nemôže byť rovnaká ako šelma.
Otherwise it just wouldn't be logically consistent.
Inak by to nebolo logicky konzistentné.
So we've understood the word ideology
Takže rozumeli sme tomu slovu ideológia.
and we've said it's what?
Povedali sme, že je to čo?
Idea.
Myšlienka.
So it's the idea of something.
Je to myšlienka niečoho.
So we know that this thing is in control of the beast.
Takže vieme, že táto vec ovláda šelmu.
And we have superficially stated that the beast is state,
A povrchne sme pomenovali, že šelma je štát,
government.
vláda.
And we got that from the word king.
A to máme zo slova králi.
So the beast is a king or a state or a government.
Takže šelma je král, alebo štát, alebo vláda.
And this woman,
A táto žena,
we have said,
o ktorej sme povedali,
which is the ideology of something.
že je ideológia niečoho.
I'm going to rephrase this now.
Ja to
Maybe it will
trošku
help us a bit.
prefrazujem, možno nám to pomôže.
Because we had ideology of something,
Lebo máme ideológiu niečoho,
but we actually should be saying something
ale v skutočnosti by sme mali hovoriť, že niečo
with an ideology.
s ideológiou.
So I'm going to put that in parentheses.
Takže dám to sem do zátvorky.
I don't know if that helps people.
Neviem, či vám to pomôže.
So this woman
Takže táto žena
who has an ideology
má ideológiu.
is now controlling or influencing the government or that state power or the king or the beast. I've just gone backwards.
A ona teraz ovláda alebo vplýva na štáty, na kráľov, na tú štátnu moc.
Anybody got any questions or comments?
Máte k tomu nejaké otázky alebo komentáre?
So that's almost as far as we got.
Potiaľto sme sa asi dostali.
So then I said,
A potom som povedal,
I'm just repeating what we said, beast
šelma,
king,
to je král,
is ruler,
vládca,
state,
štát,
government.
vláda.
So I used the term
Ja som použil pojem
supreme ruler.
najvyšší vládca.
And I can't remember if it was in class or
Nepamätám si, či to bolo v rámci hodiny,
afterwards.
alebo potom.
People objected to the word supreme.
Ľudia mali problém s tým slovom ten najvyšší vládca.
And what the point I wanted to make
pointa, ktorú som chcel povedať,
the suggestion I want to make,
alebo návrh, ktorý som chcel urobiť,
is if you are a ruler,
je, že ak vy ste vládca,
any of these terms, whatever you want to call them,
ktorékoľvek z týchto pojmov, akokoľvek ich chcete nazvať,
from this point down,
od tohto tu dole,
because beast is just a symbol,
bo šelma to je len symbol,
means that you're at the apex or the top of the organizational structure.
to vlastne znamená, že ste na vrchu organizačnej štruktúry.
So we drew a picture like this,
Takže urobíme takýto obrázok.
or if it's an organizational structure,
Keď je to organizačná štruktúra,
it would be this person here,
je to tento človek tu,
the one that's at the top.
ten, ktorý je na vrchu.
And I'm suggesting
A môj návrh je,
that that's from the very definition of the concept of ruler,
že toto je z definície alebo konceptu toho vládcu.
that there's no one above you,
Že nie je nikto nad vami.
otherwise you wouldn't be ruling.
Inak by ste už nevládli.
I know there's co-rulership
Viem, že existuje nejaká spoluvláda
or head of a department,
alebo nejaký riaditeľ nejakého oddelenia.
but the head of the department would be here,
Ale ten riaditeľ oddelenia by bol tu,
which you have someone above you.
keď máte niekoho nad sebou.
So from those graphics,
Takže z takto obrázku
from the meaning of the word,
a z významu toho slova
I'm saying there's no one above the ruler,
hovorím, že nie je nikto nad tým vládcom.
which is why I've added the word supreme.
Preto som pridal to slovo najvyšší.
It should be redundant, but I wanted to make that point.
Nemuselo by to byť potrebné, ale chcel som urobiť tú pointu.
And there was some disagreement on that.
A mali sme v rámci toho nejaký nesúhlas.
Not with everybody, but with some of us.
Nie všetci, ale niektorí z nás.
And I'm hoping when I explained that comment that I'd made in class, supreme ruler,
Keď som vysvetlil ten komentár, ktorý som urobil v rámci hodiny, že najvyšší vládca,
and then went to the end of that thought,
a išiel som k záveru tejto myšlienky,
some of the people who had disagreed with me said, okay, I agree with that.
niektorí ľudia, ktorí so mnou nesúhlasili, tak som povedal, dobre, budem s tým súhlasiť.
That wasn't done in class, so we're doing it now
To sme nerobili na hodine, takže to robíme
with
teraz
everybody.
so všetkými.
So I'm saying,
Ja hovorím,
when you look at the word,
že keď sa pozrieme na to slovo,
the only one we have is king.
jediné, ktoré máme, je král.
And when you look at conceptually what kings are,
A keď sa konceptovo pozrieme na to, čo tí králi sú,
everything that you can see on the board,
to je všetko, čo vidíme na tabuli.
the point I want us to see is
Pointa, ktorú chcem, aby sme videli,
they're at the top
je, že oni sú na vrchu
and no one is above them,
a nikto nie je nad nimi.
which means no one
Čo znamená, že nikto
controls them.
ich neovláda.
So that's the point I almost got to at the end of class.
Takže to je pointa, ku ktorej som sa takmer dostal na konci hodiny.
And people didn't agree with that.
A ľudia s tým nesúhlasili.
So if we just can agree on that based upon the definition of the word and the structure and how things operate in real life,
Takže keby sme mohli súhlasiť s týmto aj s tou definíciou na základe tej štruktúry a toho, ako veci fungujú v bežnom živote,
what the story tells us
to, čo nám ten príbeh hovorí,
is that there's another thing,
je, že je ešte ďalšia vec,
the woman,
tá žena,
that actually does control this ruler.
ktorá vlastne ovláda tohto vládcu.
And so I'm suggesting that would make the woman the ruler.
A teda ten môj návrh je, že to robí ženu tým vládcom.
So if this is the king,
Ak toto je kráľ,
by definition,
podľa definície,
what we then have
to, čo potom máme,
is another dynamic
je ďalšia dynamika,
where this ends up being the king
kde toto tu je kráľom
and this ends up being the woman,
A toto tu je žena.
which means this person wouldn't be a king
Čo znamená, že toto nie je král.
in the proper sense of what a king is.
V tom správnom význame, že kým král je.
So I know as well as the rest of you
Ja viem tak dobre, ako väčšina z vás,
that you can have, I call it a lower king or a subordinate king,
že máme takého niekoho, kto je pod kráľom, kto ho podporuje,
or you can go to a Bible verse that talks about King of Kings.
alebo biblický verš, ktorý nám hovorí o kráľovi kráľov.
But for me,
Ale pre mňa
the idea of a king being underneath here,
tá myšlienka
here,
toho, že kráľ sa nachádza tu dole,
with a king above them, which we're going to call a woman.
s kráľom, ktorý je nad ním, a toho nazveme tou ženou.
So this would be King of Kings.
Takže toto je král kráľov,
That this king, the subordinate one,
že tento král, ten podriadený,
isn't really the king,
nie je vlastne v skutočnosti král,
or isn't really the ruler.
alebo nie je v skutočnosti ten vládca.
They don't rule because they have to take orders from someone above them.
Nevládnu naozaj, lebo musia príjmať príkazy od niekoho nad nimi.
So I don't know if you agree with that,
Neviem, či súhlasíte s tým,
but before you object,
ale predtým, ako budete namietať,
we know that the woman is above the kings.
vieme, že žena je nad kráľmi.
I'll say king singular.
Poviem král v jednotnom čísle.
And if that's the case,
A ak je to takto,
the question that I wanted to pose yesterday, which I'm posing now,
otázka, ktorú som chcel predložiť včera, ale predkladám ju dnes.
we began to do it actually.
My sme s tým vlastne aj začali.
I think Mark gave some examples of how that might work.
Myslím, že Marek dával nejaké príklady toho, ako by to mohlo fungovať.
How does this woman
A ako táto žena
rule a king
vládne nad kráľom,
or rule a ruler?
vládne nad vládcom.
So I asked, can someone give me some scenarios or some examples or some situations? Scenarios, examples, situations
Môžete mi dať nejaké scenáre, príklady alebo situácie,
where someone
kde niekto
can rule a king
môže vládnuť nad kráľom.
and someone said
A niekto povedal,
revolution.
že je tu revolúcia.
And maybe someone can tell us what a revolution is.
Možno by ste nám mohli povedať, čo to je revolúcia.
Someone said an army,
Niekto povedal armáda.
and I think we almost got there.
A myslím, že sme sa tam takmer dostali.
Idea.
Myšlienka.
I guess that's why I put idea, yeah. So I'll put advisor then.
Dobre, dám sem poradca, to sme povedali.
Thank you. So there were the three options. We came up in class yesterday, I think.
Takže k týmto trom možnostiam sme sa dostali počas hodiny.
So based upon the structure of the chapter,
Takže na základe štruktúry tejto kapitoly
my question was, which one would it be?
moja otázka bola, ktoré z tých by to bolo.
So what is a revolution? How would that look like?
Ako to vyzerá?
Tamina?
The lower people rise up against the king.
To je, keď tí ľudia dolu povstanú proti kráľovi.
The people on the lower levels rise up against the king.
Ľudia, ktorí sú nižšie, povstanú proti kráľovi.
I'll do another one.
Urobím ďalší.
Is there an E at the end of that? Yeah?
Patrí sem E.
Coup. Is that the right spelling? Yep. We'll do coup. We didn't do that yesterday. Revolution. We'll go with Arian.
Pôjdeme s revolúciou, vezme Mariana.
Which one you doing?
I thought about revolution, and then you wrote
Okay.
down coup.
So go with what's a revolution then?
So actually,
Máme na
what I was,
revolúcia.
Oh.
I thought about revolution is an internal rise against the king or the ruler.
Ja som o revolúcii rozmýšľal ako o vnútornom povstaní proti kráľovi.
And I think coup is similar, but then the king is also kind of toppled, killed. I think that's the difference, perhaps.
A to povstanie je niečo podobné a ten kráľ je na vrchu.
But it's also it's an internal
A je
thing,
to niečo vnútorné.
Internal military, perhaps. And the army, I would say then, it's an external entity that rises against the king. Yeah, another king, basically. You just change kings.
I put external force, is that what you meant?
External force, yeah.
Dá sem vonkajšiu moc, keď je armáda, tak to je vonkajšia moc.
Tamina said something about people
Tamina povedal niečo o ľuďoch,
when she went to revolution.
keď sme išli do revolúcie.
So the internal rise is the people that's rising.
Yeah, okay,
Takže
yeah.
to vnútorné povstanie, to sú ľudia, ktorí povstávajú.
Anybody else want to say anything more, or you want to say more?
And the difference with the
Ešte
coup
niekto chce
is
niečo
that
povedať?
perhaps the army rises against the internal army.
Takže tento povstanie, to je niečo vnútorné. Coup is without E.
That's right. Thank you. I thought people around want to say something.
Chce
No
si
one?
niekto niečo povedať?
Anybody want to define what a coup is?
Chcel by niekto definovať to povstanie?
I've got army internal.
Ako vnútorná armáda.
Could it be a conspiracy?
Môže to byť konšpirácia?
Could what be a conspiracy?
A coup.
To povstanie.
That advisors or high-ranking officers have a conspiracy against the king.
Nejakí tí poradcovia, ktorí sú pod ním, majú vlastne konšpiráciu proti tomu kráľovi.
So I'm going to suggest, until someone tells me it's wrong,
Ja navrhnem, ak mi niekto z vás by nepovedal, že je to zlé,
a coup
že povstanie
is the takeover or the toppling of the ruler by other people in power.
znamená, že vlastne tí iní ľudia, ktorí majú nejakú moc, tak ju preberú od vládcu.
So it can be some other government officials or a general.
Nejaký generál alebo nejaký vládny úradník.
So it's leadership that's doing that.
To je, robí to vedenie.
And revolution
A revolúcia
tends to be people,
to prichádza od ľudí.
broadly speaking, I think.
Keď to poviem tak zoširšia.
Okay, so I'm going to put internal leaders.
Takže dám sem vnútorní vodcovia.
So we've got internal leaders that do that.
Sú to vnútorní vodcovia, ktorí to robia.
Politicians or generals, one of the two.
Politici alebo vládcovia.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand up there. And the revolution is people.
A tá revolúcia prichádza od ľudí.
Army is external force.
A armáda to je vonkajšia sila.
And advisor, I think we all know what an advisor is.
A myslím, že vieme, čo znamená poradca.
I just want to say I agree with all that, but could you say also that a coup is made by the leader themselves? Or have you already said that? Like, let's say the president can do a coup as well, not just,
Myslíš, že to povstanie môže prísť od samotného vládcu? Napríklad, že prezident urobí povstanie?
The leader
Ten vodca
doesn't do coups
nerobí povstanie.
because they're already the leader.
Oni už sú vodcom.
The leader. The coup is the takeover of leadership.
Povstanie znamená, že prevezme to vedenie niekto iný.
I think if you look at the definition, it can also say leader can do a coup, a leader.
Myslím, že keď sa pozrieme na tú definíciu, aj samotný
It's
vodca
only
to môže urobiť.
it's only a side point. It's
The
not
king
Král,
who's the ruler,
ktorý je vládca,
who are they taking down?
koho oni berú dolu?
The government?
Tú vládu.
They already own the government.
Ale oni už vlastnia vládu.
They're sort of in charge, I guess, yeah. But I mean, like, let's just say they can take down the branches of government.
Môžu zobrať dolu nejaké zložky vlády.
They already own all the branches of
Ale
government.
oni vlastnia
Well,
tie
not really.
zložky.
In the US, in the past, it's not been that way.
No nie
really.
naozaj, v Spojených štátoch to takto
There has to be
nefungovalo v
separated
minulosti.
powers.
Okay. Yeah. Question?
Can we say that a coup is a toppling the ruler with force or by force?
Mohli by sme povedať, že povstanie je vlastne zhodenie, zvrhnutie vládcu silou?
The definition of toppling is always by force.
Áno, to zvrhnutie, tam už to zahrňa tú silu podľa definície.
So, from what we know,
Z toho, čo vieme,
advisor, I'm just going to put ideas.
tuto dám tie myšlienky k tým poradcom.
Where do we gravitate to with this woman?
A k čomu by sme inklinovali s touto ženou?
In how it's going to bring down or control the king.
Ako ona začne kontrolovať tých kráľov?
So we'll say number 4.
My hovoríme číslo 4.
Why number 4?
Prečo číslo 4?
Arian? Justina, because you're there.
Because that's what we saw with the ideologies.
Lebo to je ten vplyv tej ideológie?
Good answer or bad answer?
Dobrá alebo zlá odpoveď?
I didn't say that. Go with it. I think it was good.
Myslím, že bola dobrá.
Sorry. What's the question? I've forgotten.
Why is number 4 represented in Revelation 17?
Okay, why do we think it's number 4?
Myslíme, že je to číslo 4?
Because the other 3 are representing a king that is being killed, basically.
Tie ďalšie 3 v podstate reprezentujú to, že to kráľovstvo je zabité.
I'm not going to erase all of this.
Nebudem toto všetko mazať.
So I'm going to put something here which should go here. Does that make sense?
Niečo dám sem, čo by patrilo tu.
So Arian's just said topple,
Takže
topple, topple.
Arian hovorí, že toto všetko je vlastne zvrhnutie.
And give me one word here.
A daj mi jedno slovo sem.
Someone can help him if...
Brainwash.
Okay. I'll go with brainwash.
To je vymytie mozgu. Vymytie mozgu.
No. No.
Nie.
I want a word that's like topple,
Ktoré je podobné
but
tomu
fits
zvrhnutiu,
number 4.
ale sedí sem.
We've got manipulate.
Manipulácia.
What does topple mean?
Čo znamená to zvrhnutie?
Ari, what does topple mean?
Remove.
Remove.
Odstránený z moci.
So the nature of 1, 2 and 3 is remove.
Tá prirodzenosť toho 1, 2, 3 je, že bol vlastne odstránený z toho sedadla.
So number 4, I want a nature of number 4, which is like the word topple.
Ktoré je ako zvrhnúť.
One second.
Tej
Use.
Používajú.
Okay, so I'll go. You're okay with?
Yep.
I'm going to go with use.
Že dáme tu, že je používaný.
So, do you want to carry on or Janice?
Chceš pokračovať, či Janice?
I want to know, what does that mean?
Čo
What
to
we saying?
Čo tu hovoríme? Čo to znamená?
Topple, 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 use.
Zvrhnutie, zvrhnutie, zvrhnutie,
What's the
používanie.
difference?
Aký je tu rozdiel?
The difference is that the king stays somewhere in the background.
Ten rozdiel je v tom, že ten král tam zostane.
So I'm going to erase use.
Takže použijem slovo používať.
Now what word do you want me to put?
A teraz aké tam dáme slovo?
Topples, topples, topples.
Zvrhnutie, zvrhnutie, zvrhnutie.
Are you okay with that?
Zostane.
Stays.
Remains or stays?
Zostáva.
So that's the difference between those.
To je rozdiel medzi tými.
You no longer have a functioning king,
Už viac nemáme fungujúceho kráľa,
but in the last case,
ale v tom poslednom prípade
the king remains.
ten kráľ zostáva.
And in the other ones,
A v tých druhých
the king's not there.
ten kráľ tam nie je.
They might not be dead,
Možno nie sú mŕtvi,
but everybody knows they're not in power.
ale všetci vedia, že nie sú pri moci.
Anyone want to comment?
Chcete to niekto
Yeah,
okomentovať?
because I thought the king has something that the woman doesn't have and the woman wants to use.
Ten kráľ má niečo, čo tá žena nemá a ten kráľ to a ona že to chce použiť.
I agree with that.
S tým súhlasím,
Because you gave me the word topple,
ale vy ste mi dali to slovo, to
Yeah.
zvrhnutie.
I wanted
needs
to
to
use
be
something that shows.
Aligns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chcel som ukázať niečo, čo nás privede ďalej.
So that's why I accepted the word use.
Takže som prijal to slovo použiť.
But built into the word use means it has to still be there.
Ale vbudované do slova používať je, že ten človek tam ešte musí byť.
So it seems, if not all of us, but some of us
Niektorí z nás, zdá sa,
can see in chapter 17
že vidia v 17. kapitole
this concept
tento koncept,
that, no, I step back. The words tell us that the woman rules, controls.
tie slova nám hovoria, že tá žena vládne a ovláda.
And some of us can see,
A niektorí z nás vidíme,
maybe all of us,
možno všetci,
that whilst she controls,
že zatiaľ čo ona ovláda
rules,
a vládne,
the king remains.
ten kráľ zostáva.
And the question is,
A otázka je,
does the king remain a king?
zostáva ten kráľ kráľom,
Or
alebo
is it no longer a king?
už viac nie je kráľom?
And if it's no longer a king,
Ak už viac nie je kráľom,
then does that mean it's been toppled?
znamená, že bol zvrhnutý?
Is that difference between 1 to 3 and 4?
Je tam rozdiel medzi 1 až 3 a 4?
So Tamina's got her hand up, then put your hands up anywhere there and then over here. So before she speaks, I'm going to condense all of this.
Chcem toto všetko tak zhrnúť do niečoho.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Takže máme tu 1, 2, 3, 4.
and I'm going to say 1.
Teraz poviem 1.
And what's going to be the word for 1?
Čo bude to slovo pre jednotku,
That's contains all of these concepts.
ktoré zahrňa všetky tieto koncepty?
I'm going to put the word force,
Dám sem slovo silou alebo mocou,
topple,
to je to zvrhnutie.
and number 2,
A 2 je willingly.
someone said, I'm
The
going to
king
use
does it willingly. I said willingly.
Okay, so I don't mind us all shouting out, I'm just checking. I'm going to use the word idea
Dám sem slovo myšlienka
and remains,
a zostáva.
and then now you can comment on that in a minute after Tamina,
A teraz môžete o tom komentovať,
if that makes sense or it doesn't.
či vám to dáva zmysel alebo nie.
Yesterday after class, we mentioned
Včera po hodine sme spomínali,
that a beast is physically stronger than a human,
že to zviera je silnejšie ako tá žena.
but a human has a stronger will.
Ale tá žena má silnejšiu vôľu.
So, looking at the 4 options now,
Takže keď sa pozrieme na tie 4 možnosti,
it reminds me of the advisor.
pripomína mi to toho poradcu.
It's not as strong as the king, as it doesn't have the power as the king has.
On nemá takú silu, ako má král,
But through the ideas or the influence,
ale skrze tie myšlienky a vplyv
it has a different way of guiding the beast.
Má spôsob, ako jazdí na tej šelme.
It uses a different force or strength.
Používa inú silu na to.
Anyone else?
Niekto iný ešte?
Ariane?
No.
Oh, Monica wanted to say something.
It's similar to what you wrote. Je to podobné k tomu, čo si napísal. The first three options is when the king loses their power against their will. V tých prvých troch možnostiach král stratí svoju moc proti svojej vôli. Whereas in the last one, the king gives up their will for something they agree to. Ale v tom poslednom ten král ako keby sa vzdá tej svojej vôle voči niečomu, s čím súhlasí.
Did you say lose
Povedala si, že stratí
and give up?
a vzdá sa. Yes.
How do you lose?
Ako stratíš? It's taken from you by force. Je ti to vzaté násilím.
So I'm going to not use the word lose,
Takže nepoužijem slovo stratí,
because you now just said taken away.
ale je to vzaté.
Taken away and give up.
A vzdať sa.
Anyone over here want to?
Ešte niekto má niečo?
Christiane? Vadim? Do you want just? Oh, sorry, Peter. We'll do then Vadim or.
Mně se ještě zdá, že to není jenom se souhlasem toho krále.
It seems to me it's not only with the agreement of the king. The fourth.
And it's not what?
In agreement with a king. And he knows it will be good for him. Convenient.
How do you know that?
Ako to vieš?
From history?
Can't do that.
Nemôžeš?
Because that's an example.
Lebo to už vyťahuješ príklad.
In that story, wait, let me finish. In that story,
V tom príbehu,
it was according to what you said.
to bolo podľa toho, čo si povedal.
I can give you another story where it wasn't.
A viem ti dať aj iný príbeh, kde to tak nebolo.
So it's not a defining concept.
Takže to nie je nejaký definujúci koncept. When we want to domesticate an animal.
When we want to domesticate an animal? So there is a method of sugar and a whip. I don't know if that fits well.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Poviem nie.
Because we're asking too much of that symbology.
My chceme príliš veľa od tej symboliky.
One of the things we have to be careful about parables,
A jedna z vecí, na ktorých musíme byť opatrní pri podobenstvách,
if you try to squeeze too much out, you break it.
keď sa snažíme príliš odtiaľ vytlačiť, tak to zlomíme.
You could be right, but you could be wrong.
Môžeš mať pravdu, ale môžeš sa aj mýliť.
And if you go down that path where you could be wrong, you end up will be wrong.
Keď pôjdeš tou cestou, kde by si sa mohol mýliť, nakoniec sa aj zmýliš.
So it's best to err on the side of safety
Lepšie je mýliť sa na strane bezpečia.
and not try to go so far into the natural world of how to domesticate a wild animal.
A neísť až tak ďaleko do prirodzeného sveta o tom, ako sa domestikujú zvieratá.
So you might be correct, but it's risky.
Môžeš mať pravdu, ale je to riskantné.
Is that okay? Do you want to make a last comment, Vadim?
Chceš ešte urobiť komentár, Nadim?
Or question? Or
I was wondering, because yesterday we spoke about alliance being a way of control the king.
Včera sme hovorili o spojenectve, kde vlastne tá žena ovláda tých kráľov.
Did everybody understand what he said? They didn't hear you well.
Yesterday we spoke as alliance being a way to control the king.
Spojenectvo je spôsob, ako ovládať kráľa.
In which of these four it will fall?
A vo všetkých týchto štyroch to nebude fungovať.
I can answer for myself.
Ja môžem odpovedať len sám za seba.
I'd go for number 4.
Ja by som zobral 4.
The advisor is in a conversation or an alliance with the king.
Ten poradca je v spojení, rozpráva s kráľom.
And I think that's why I didn't use the word alliance, even though I know we spoke about it.
A myslím, že preto som nepoužil to slovo spojenectvo, aj keď sme o tom hovorili.
Because in an alliance,
lebo v spojení,
at least theoretically, we're equals.
Aspoň teoreticky sme si rovní.
Like a partnership.
Ako partnerstvo.
But in this story,
ale v tomto príbehu,
even if it looks healthy,
aj keď to vyzerá zdravo,
we don't know.
Neviem.
The person who's not supposed to be in charge,
ten človek, ktorý nemá mať veci pod kontrolou,
in control,
a byť, mať nadvládu,
actually is in control.
Je tam a má nadvládu.
So it's not a partnership or a true alliance.
Takže nie je to partnerstvo alebo skutočné spojenectvo.
Normally, when two kingdoms come together and they're in an alliance,
normálne, keď sa dve kráľovstvá stretnú a sú v spojenectve,
the more powerful one
to silnejšie
dictates how that alliance works normally.
Vlastne diktuje, ako bude to spojenectvo vyzerať.
Now I want to suggest that in this case,
ale chcem povedať, že v tomto prípade
it's the other way around.
Je to naopak.
It's someone who doesn't really have power.
Je to niekto, kto nemá v skutočnosti nejakú moc.
That is controlling
a ovláda
this king or ruler.
Toho kráľa alebo vládcu.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we okay to close?
Mohli by sme uzavrieť?
Thank you. Just keep your seats for a moment. Even after prayer.
Ešte sa pomodlíme.
Holy God, I want to thank you
Svätý Bože, ďakujeme ti
for being with us in this hour of study.
za to, že si s nami v tejto hodine štúdia.
Help us to be able to retain the thoughts that you shared with us.
Prosím, pomôž nám zachovať myšlienky, ktoré s nami zdieľaš.
And may each of us have a clearer understanding
A nech každý z nás má jasnejšie porozumenie
of what Revelation 17 is teaching.
O tom, čo učí Zjavenie 17.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Mene Ježiša, amen.